All right, so there we go. Hi everyone, how's it going? Team here, and yeah, as I said, you know, I'm on a furlough, and I don't really have like I don't work as much as I used to, basically. So I thought it would be a good chance to rewrite Exoframe using TypeScript and to actually learn TypeScript and figure out if that is something that I like or not, because a lot of people have been praising it and I haven't actually properly used it. So I thought, you know, why not? Let's just make it and see how that goes. In addition, there's a bunch of changes I would like to do to Exoframe, such as probably migrating it to monorepo, because we have this tons of repositories and majority of them haven't been updated in years. So I think it makes sense to make a monorepo out of that and just sort of solidify everything in one place. So I guess today we're just going to spend by setting up the repo or monorepo and adding TypeScript and trying to figure out if that's going to work. I am going to create a new clone because I'm probably going to be referring to the original code a lot. So we're gonna see how that goes. Hey, major malfunction. Okay, hey, major, welcome to the stream. Hey, Ruben, welcome to the stream. Okay. Anyhow, we got new Exoframe fault. No, not clear Exoframe. There we go. And I am that is a bit too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go check out minus branch. Let's call it TypeScript monorepo, right? There we go. Hey, Solly, welcome to the stream. It's going pretty good. Can't complain. Hey, team, welcome to the stream. Hello, Mr. Reasonable, welcome to the stream. All right, anyhow, let me think. So what do we need? Essentially, my idea is that we have a monorepo that has the packages for client, server, websites, and whatever else we have there. I think there's like recipes and, hell if I remember what was there else. Recipes and plugins, right? We don't really have this. Maybe I should just drop some of them because I don't really maintain them. Hey me, welcome to the stream. That username is great. Okay. Anyhow, I think we're just gonna start with figuring out. So, what does the people use for monorepos right now? Is it still Yarn with Lorna or something else? Let's see, TypeScript monorepo. Yes, please Google how to set up TypeScript monorepo with Lerna. Let me think. Is there like Next.js probably has monorepo, right? So I'm just gonna go and have a look at the big guys and see how they do that. There is a Lerna and it's probably Yarn. Yeah, okay, so it's Yarn and Lerna. So I guess we're gonna do exactly the same. Let me ponder. So we don't need... I'm going to kill all the files, basically. Right. I'm going to kill... Okay, the logo maybe can stay. I'm going to kill source. I'm going to kill test. I'm going to kill package.json. And we are going to kill readme because we're going to remake it anyway. We're gonna kill, okay, docs. I mean, okay, you know what? Let's just kill everything because why the hell not? Let's start from scratch and then just copy whatever we want from the original repo, right? Okay, that is the wrong thing. Okay, index.js, there we go. Yeah, just remove it. There we go. Nice empty repo. So how the hell do I start with a Yarn monorepo? If I remember correctly, they had... God, DuckDuckGo, come on. There should be an official article about that on Yarn Workspaces. There we go. There is the official docs. How to use it. Add the following in a package.json. Starting from now on, we'll call this workspace root. Okay, so we touch package.json. Apparently I cannot type. Okay, sure, that's fine. JSON. And... right, I still have freetrc, git ignore, and ESLint, which I guess is fine. We also have the GitHub files, which we would also have to change completely, so I guess I should remove them as well. Okay. I think it's fine to have the pre-tier, git ignore, and ESLint in the root folder. Now then, okay, so we got the package.json. We need to put stuff in here. Right, so we have to define workspaces right away, meaning that, okay, so we're gonna have Exoframe CLI, we're gonna have Exoframe server, and actually for now I'm not gonna do that, so we're gonna stop on 2 workspaces. And what I'm thinking is, there's been quite a few people who were like, I want to have a UI for Exoframe, but currently the way you call the Exoframe server is kind of hard-coded into the client itself, which is, I mean, works fine, but it's not composable. Like, you cannot take it and just use it to create a different user interface. So I'm thinking we're going to split that, and we're going to have Exoframe client and then Exoframe CLI that's going to base on that client, so that we can actually extend it later to a different user interfaces and stuff like this, right? Okay, so we did that. What do we have? We have to do version, right? Version. What was the version now? I think it's like 6.2. Yeah, so I'm hoping we can go without introducing breaking changes. So just gonna say it's version 6.3, but we're gonna see. Maybe we're gonna have to do it version 7 because I'm gonna break something in the process. Oh, I actually added to the workspace. Private true. After this file has been created, create 2 new subfolders. Okay. Okay, so I want to have packages here. I want to have Exoframe client, and I want to have Exoframe CLI, right? So what? No, that's definitely not what I wanted. Please move it over here. Thank you very much. Okay, and we need 2 package JSONs there. Okay. Sure, let's start with the client, I guess. npm init -y. There we go. Okay, I guess I can actually just copy the package JSON from projects Exoframe CLI package JSON, copy it over here. Yes, overwrite. All right, yeah, so this is gonna be Exoframe client, and we're gonna go to version 6.3. Exoframe, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna leave it as is for now. MIT, we don't have bin here. We will figure out the files later on, so it's not a big deal. So we need lint test, we need coveralls, we do not need builds, and we do not need, I guess we do need build here, but we do not want package. And the build is gonna be different, but that's fine. And now we need a bunch of, yeah, so dependencies. NCC, I don't know if we need that. We're going to figure it out. Okay, you know what? We're going to start from scratch because I'm starting with the TypeScript and I have no idea what is going on. Still going to leave the Jest in there. So we got TZ, node env testing, Jest garbage silent, max workers, CI. Yeah, that looks fine. Maybe we can kill this max workers. I wanted to rework tests in a way that they, are kind of nice, but we're gonna see how that goes. Okay, that looks like a nice structure. I guess I can just copy this to JSON to Exoframe CLI. Yep, that looks fine. What is up with the chat? Hey Deadeye, welcome to the stream. All right, so this is, I'm just gonna bump the version here and leave it as is. That is perfectly fine. Okay, we do not need version here. Right, so what do we do after that? We created 2 package JSON files. I assume that means that the workspaces here is gonna be packages, right? So I have to explicitly say that we're actually working there. Finally run yarn install. Okay. Right, we also wouldn't need all the packages here in the CLI because we won't need stuff like ESLint in here either because I'm going to move the linting to the top level, I guess. So let's see, we don't need lint, we don't need got, highland, inquirer. Okay, we do need inquirer. We do need Jest. Maybe I can install Jest globally as, you know what, I'm just gonna kill everything as well, so no dependencies for now. Because we are going to be rewriting the command line tool as well. And we're going to see how that goes. Okay. That looks fine. So yarn install. We are in the wrong place. Nope. Exoframe. Yes, please. This one. There we go. Yarn install. So this should... I mean, yeah, okay. We don't really have anything to install, which is perfectly fine, I guess. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, okay, you can reference the other thing. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So basically in our CLI, we want to say that one of our dev dependencies is going to be Exoframe client, right? Which is version 6.3.0. And if we run install now, that doesn't seem to do anything. You removed everything to install. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point, I know. Okay, anyhow, how does it compare to Lorna? I wonder if we need Lorna at all. Hey, Wise, welcome to the stream. All right, but I don't, like, this is weird because I remember that you could do like yarn workspaces in it or something like this. Workspace, yarn workspace. Because I remember doing this in a slightly different way, I guess. Yarn workspaces. Yarn workspace. Okay, yeah, so we can do yarn workspaces info. Okay, no, it picked them up correctly. Cool, okay. So it actually works. All right, which means we can do yarn workspace. Now let us see. So what do we actually want here? First of all, I actually want to add a folder to workspace. We want Exoframe CLI over here. There we go. That's fine. All right. So we want to first start with the client, I guess, right? And we're gonna have a source index.js here. No, sorry, not index.js, index.ts. And why is it a folder? No. What? No. God damn it! Why can't I press the delete button? Right, new file index index.ts. There we go. Okay, so we need TypeScript, right? Here's the question: TypeScript monorepo, right? I was already searching for that. TypeScript monorepo yarn. There we go. There's got to be some tutorial about that, right? So I don't want to invent stuff that already exists. Right, we probably need tsconfig, and I'm guessing you can probably have only one, right, for the top level. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say tsconfig config JSON, or is it JS? No, it's JSON, right? Yes, it is JSON. Okay, and we're gonna figure it out once we get there. Okay, path. That seems not what I want. File structure, backend shared, package JSON. Yeah, I guess like packages subfolder makes more sense. Scripts, okay, yarn workspace add. So this is installation. Okay, so they suggest adding TypeScript per workspace. I guess it doesn't matter because yarn is going to install them like in a shared way anyway, right? So yarn workspace, then we write exoframe CLI add -d TypeScript unknown workspace. Oh, exoframe client. Right, so it's called, okay, so it picks up the workspace name from the package JSON, which in this case is exoframe. Right, so maybe we will rename that into Exoframe as well, just to be consistent with it, because otherwise it's going to be confusing as hell. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so we added it to client, we added to Exoframe. It's good. Right, so there we go. Compiler options. Let us reuse existing config and then just tweak it. Target ES5, that is fine. Lib ES next. What the hell is this? List of library files to be included in compilation. Possible values. How do I, like if I target, okay, let's say TypeScript, compiler options. So what do I need to say if we target node 14, which is the latest, right? I don't want flags. I want, so what was the lib? Right. Do you know who is Joe? No, I don't know who is Joe. If that's a joke about Joe Mama, then get out of here. Okay. Okay, some TypeScript. Okay, yes, this is the freshest joke on the internet, probably from somewhere around 90s. It was the first time I've heard that. Okay, TypeScript, node 14, lib. Let's see. Should support lib node. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. And what is the recommended way of dealing with that? Typings node, ES6, ES worker, ES15 core, modular resolution, a node, classic. So what is the recommended way of going around with that? TypeScript for nodes JS module. Yes, next is the latest. Okay, so I'm assuming that is then the thing that we got is gonna be fine. Okay, we do want strict type checking. Model resolution node looks perfect. I guess we also want to put that. No, do we want to? No, we're working within nodes anyway, so that should be fine. Yes, module interop. What is that? Helpers for runtime Babel ecosystem compatibility. We do not really care about Babel, I guess, so do we want, I mean, okay, you know what, let's just leave it for now. Let's see. Force consistent casing and file names. That sounds useful. Skip libcheck. Skip check of declaration files. What does this do? Why am I supposed to do? No, that's not it. Wait, the compiler options. Skip libcheck. Skip the check of all declaration. Why would I want to skip the checks? I don't want to skip the checks. Just check everything. Okay. I think that should do it for starters, right? So we are starting with the client. Okay. Now we got the CLI here, and here's what I'm thinking. Okay, we also need ESLint. We also need prettier. Right, I guess I should probably install it. ESLint prettier. Let's start with a client. So we want ESLint config. Yeah, I guess I want all of that. Is there ESLint config standard TypeScript or something? It's gotta exist as well, right? Come on, what is happening? Okay, is this official one? Seems official. Right, okay, cool. So we got that ESLint plugin standards. All right, so we can basically just pick this thing and yeah, maybe I should do it somewhere here. Please wrap my words. Okay, I don't care about the versions for now. We can just do that. Imports. Node ESLint plugin. Okay, that looks fine. So prettier do that. Yes, module interop makes import statements compatible with require statements. Without libraries with no support for ES modules won't work. Okay, I see. So I guess we have to have it there. Right, so we installed that stuff. Let me think for a second. So we got all of that now, right? That looks good. I guess, oh, right, I probably need a different ESLint then. So how does the ESLint looks extend standard with TypeScript? Right, so this should be here. And I probably don't need the parser then, right? So yarn workspace Exoframe client run lint. That work? ESLint plugin prettier was referenced, but wait, did I not install it? Workspace add -d. Right, I guess I didn't. Use the command ice. You know what? I'm just gonna block your ass. I don't have time to deal with that. Rewriting from blank or adapting. Well, it's kind of both. So I don't want to rewrite from scratch. There's no reason to do that. But there is some stuff that I want to change and fix. And so it's it's gonna be a bit of both basically. Error while loading rule TypeScript ESLint dot notation. If you have what? Something went wrong. Occurred while linting. Wait a second, let me completely report this guy. Yes, please. Report, and then just, how do I block him? Hide this user. And there we go. Done. Okay. No worry, Pego. We're just started, so you know. Okay, I'm trying to figure out why the hell parser options project property of TypeScript ESLint parser. You have a rule which requires parser services to be generated. What the hell does this mean? Okay. You have a rule which requires error generating parser services for ESLint. What does this mean? TypeScript. Oh, I guess I have to say that the parser is TypeScript. Okay, so it's not the Babel parser, but TypeScript ESLint parser. I see. Okay, I wonder if that is installed. Hey, this is Sophie. Welcome to the stream. All right. Probably this is not. No, wait, what? Still doesn't work. Okay. Is it okay? If I use Babel ESLint, would you work? Babel ESLint declared, but is not there. Okay, here's the question. Do I need Babel ESLint or not? Okay, it's ESLint TypeScript setup. So what do I need to do? Let's go into Google because it tends to be a bit better for this. Yarn art. Okay, so you do need a separate parser and ESLint plugin. Okay, I see. We want that stuff. Which, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because it's a completely different grammar. Parser. Okay, so we want that parser and we want the parser options as well. Okay, interesting. Yes, this is JSON, so we are gonna use it as JSON. We don't need that. Script version 2020, source type module. This is fine. Okay. So let us see if that works. Still produces the same error. Error while loading rule. Okay. So what does this mean? What are you not happy about, and where does this come from? TypeScript ESLint. You have rule required parser services. It's kind of the annoying. Yeah, I think this is like this pretty close with my previous experience with TypeScript. There's a lot of tooling and a lot of it just doesn't work out of the box until you figure out what exactly is required to make it work, which is like, I guess it's okay. Do I need, oh, maybe I need the TypeScript plugin. Is that what I'm missing? So just do that. TypeScript is that what I'm missing? Are you gonna start working now? No, you are not. Okay. Plugin extends global atomic parser options rules. Parser options project ts root conf. The easy workaround for this. Why is this required? Oh god. Okay, I might. I kind of starting to regret this already, but we gotta push through that. Okay, so we got the parser set. We got the parser options set. So is that because I have the monorepo set up? So if I move this tsconfig in here, would that fix it? Is this what you wanted? No, not the tsconfig is the wrong thing. ESLint is what I wanted to move, right? If I move it over here, will you start working? Nope, that doesn't help. Okay, so what was that? Plugins, TypeScript, ESLint. Well, I mean, yes, Deno and the fact that it works with TypeScript out of the box makes things a lot easier. Yes, okay, so it really wants this project and tsconfig root dir in the parser options, so over here. And guess, can I just do that? Like, or do I have to? I guess I have to. So test. Okay, now we're getting the different error, which is great. So we can kill test from here. And cannot find file ts. Okay, so now we can move tsconfig here. So I guess each one of them has to have its own tsconfig. And it finally starts working. Hey, okay, cool. I guess it makes sense to move the ESLint there as well. Although it's a bit annoying, but there we go. Okay, cool. Plop it here. What we'll use to build the TS, the command line. I mean, I don't think we need Webpack or anything like that, so I guess I'm just going to use the command line. One thing that has bothered me about TypeScript so far, it needs so much annoying boilerplate. I mean, you know, it's the same as Babel, right? So if you want to use Babel and you want to have this processing stuff, then it's going to require additional setup. The good thing is that you have to only do this once, right? Anyway, let me think. So we started with, so this is my setup. This is my tests, I guess. Oh yeah, this is one of the things that I wanted to try. What if we say export const hello world, right? And then we say a, b, and then we say that a plus b. So basically just define some function. You're probably gonna complain that this is, it's gonna be a number, and it returns a number. Is that how you write it? Yes, it is. Plus operator, wait a second, what? But they are both numbers. What are you talking about? Plus operator cannot be applied to types number and number? Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? It must be both strings or both numbers. Is it lowercase number? I was like, wait, that sounds like it should work, right? Extra semicolon. Oh no, I like my semicolons. What are you talking about? So open this. Is there a rule that says no semicolons? Require. Oh, I think this is the. Wait a second. Standard TypeScript. Right. This is probably the part of the standard thing. Okay, so in TypeScript, the lowercase number is not equal. Why do they have two different types? It does. Okay, yes, let's see what this is all about. So no, I want project configuration. That is not what I want. I guess a handbook is what I want, right? Basic types. There we go. So we got number and okay, so in what so I guess the big number is the class from JavaScript. Is that the case? So it's not a type, but rather the JavaScript class. Then it makes sense, I guess. Yeah, if they would do this, they would be like foreshadowing it. I probably should set it to do not disturb. All right, let me think for a second. Yes, so what do I need? Peer dependencies. Wait a second. So I'm pretty sure I had this semicolon thing. Oh, but I guess I had it for so what was the rule again? I forgot. Yes, right. TypeScript semis. I love my semicolons and I'm gonna die using them. Right. Semi, so this enforces use of consistent semicolons after statements. So if I say rules this, are you gonna pick it up? Extra semicolon. What do you mean extra semicolon? I am so confused right now. Brackets, avoid, that is definitely the wrong suggestion here. So what is the semi-off? Note you must disable the base rule as it can report incorrect errors. Is that why it happens? That still seems to be... Oh boy, why does it have to be like that? You know what? It's okay. For now, I'm just going to ignore it. Anyhow, let's just go ahead and set up, I guess, main task.js, or sorry, TS again. So here's the... no, not TS. We're not playing Elder Scroll. Come on. Okay, so main thing here is we are going to try and configure Jest, right? The compiler will not let you ignore it. Okay, yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out once we get there. Let me just let me first configure Jest. And then we're gonna figure out all the errors and everything. Okay, so how do you configure Jest with TypeScript? Okay, we can close all of that. We kind of figured it out. We don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. Okay, getting started with Jest. Blah, 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 blah. Just, Is there a TypeScript part here? Using TypeScript, okay. Babel preset. Okay, so you just basically tell Babel to use the preset TypeScript. And we get the Babel config.js, and I think that should basically do it. If that is the case, that is pretty damn good. Okay, do that. Babel preset env, model exports, yeah, that's fine. You should set it to off, not error. But, I mean, I wanted to enforce the consistent semicolons, but I wanted to enforce semicolons everywhere, not turned off semicolons, basically. But anyhow, so imports from, we're gonna use source index. So what are we importing? I forgot. Hello world, right? Test hello TypeScript. Put it in, right? Expect. Okay, where is my auto suggestions? Hello world, 1 plus 2 to equal 3, right? Okay, no such file or directory ts.json. So do I have it? I have to have it in the root folder as well, or what? Why is it complaining? TypeScript based on the file. Yeah, right. No, I get that. ESLint. Loaded from error loading. Okay, so the rules are now loading correctly. So why is it complaining? No such file or directory tsconfig.json. And this is, oh, wait, do you have to, wait a second. So it tells me that, why does it install those definitions automatically when you use JavaScript, but tells you to install them manually when you use TypeScript? That is, wait a second. Can I make it automatic? Type definition. Definitions link on pick, blah, blah, blah. Do I really have to install them manually for all the packages that I use? Wait a second. It's code, TypeScript, Jest, definitions. If this is indeed the case, then it feels like JavaScript experience is better than the TypeScript experience in this case, which is just straight up silly. It looks like you indeed have to install them manually. Plugin Jest with TypeScript. No, that's not what I want. VS Code Jest. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice plugin and everything, but this is not what I need right now. Okay, I mean, I guess you have to install it. Which is, can it install it for, I guess it cannot install it for me because we are using the workspaces, right? Okay, the workspaces do complicate things quite a bit as well. So let's install types Jest, so this should pick it up. You do have to install the types if the library doesn't have them. Okay, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, so this picked it up. Okay, tsconfig. So do I just copy it here? Are you happy? You're going to be happy now if I have 2 of them everywhere? There we go. So we still have this extra semicolon error, which is still fine. Okay, and then we got this testing. So I'm gonna simplify it right now and just do that. And then we can do yarn workspace test. And it doesn't work. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I forgot to install Babel preset env because of course I did. All right. I feel like the first stream is going to be just me setting up the the problem. Error always. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, I think this is exactly how it should look. But it wasn't the semi thing, right? It was the TypeScript. What was the rule? God damn it. TypeScript ESLint semi, right? So we want that. And we want error always. Is that how it fixes it? And extra semi, no, it still tells me that it's extra semicolon. Come on now. Like, there's gotta be a way to do Oh no, that is not a URL. Come on, browser. What? Okay, that was my own bad. You are searching the wrong thing. Google, please give me the correct thing. What streaming software do you use? It's a Streamlabs OBS. I used to stream with OBS as well, but Streamlabs OBS is a bit more convenient. C is lint semi options. Okay. Error always. Right. Oh, I guess I have to say semi off and then this error always, right? And otherwise it's gonna conflict. Is that what you want? There we go. That works. Okay, thank you very much for the tip. That looks pretty good. Right, so we installed this thing. Now let's try the test again. Are we working? Hey! Okay, that was easier than expected. Okay, cool. So we got that working. Now let me think for a second. So what do we need to do? We already have the tests, right? So I guess we can just start implementing the features then. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe in this case it would be easier to just start with tests first. So this is my, okay, the config thing is, I don't know if we want to move that into clients because, do we want to move that? You know what, let's just go from top to down. So completion, that is just completion generation, doesn't matter. Config, so what do we do here? So we got file system work, chalk, inquirer, MD5, that is fine. Validation, that is volume validation, and that is write config. I guess we do want to do that in the client library, right? Because like if you build a separate client, you would still want to have this ability to work with files, right? So that seems like a good idea. So I guess let's, I'm gonna rename this to config.ts, right? And update imports, yes, automatically update. Okay, that's kind of cool. Although it does that with JavaScript, if I remember correctly as well, so that's not a big deal. I'm gonna rename that to config test. I cannot type for the life of me. Config test ts, and I am gonna grab the config from here. I'm just gonna, that's the wrong file, over here. So let us see. Okay, so we got the config mock. What was this mocking? So this is, oh, this is mocking the file on the file system. But I guess in our case, we don't actually have to do that, I think. So we're gonna, yeah, so I'm gonna basically try to rewrite it in a way that we don't really need mocks. Okay, so this is our handler, and we gotta rewrite this to import. And yeah, this is gonna be completely different, right? Right, okay, that is the wrong way of writing it. Okay, and we don't really need any of this for now. Okay, so we got our config function that should do something. Got the config data, we got the users, we got the current. Okay, we do not want to work with any files. MD5, yes, I guess we do want this basic AWUth verification, which, what was the MD5 function that I used? Oh, it was Apache MD5, yep. Sure, that is fine. So we're gonna import. Basically, I want to simplify this significantly because the tests for the current version is quite damn shaky, to put it mildly. Okay, yes, we're missing types. That is perfectly fine. So we are gonna inquire. Okay, we're not gonna stub anything. We don't need it in this case. All right, so we should generate the config with parameters. So we want, we don't care about the console spying either. And I'm just gonna do this, and we're gonna take it one by one. All right, so we don't need that. So essentially what we want here is, first of all, we're just gonna use promises everywhere because I could not care less about stuff. Okay, let me think. So we don't need to restore that. We don't need to unlink that. We don't need this. And we don't need to load anything. And basically we just say config await config something. Right, so we pass it default values, and then we should get, yeah, I guess in this case I was testing the fact that it actually writes it correctly to the file system, because this stuff, when you pass it, it dumps it into YAML file. Or was it JSON? Yeah, it was JSON file, right? So, okay. So I guess in our case, it doesn't matter that much. We're not just going to write it, we're just going to generate it. So I'm just going to copy the whole thing from here. Throw it, export, const. Let's just call it config for now and see. Okay, so what do we actually do here? We don't care about the word here. We don't care about non-interactive, because this is always going to be non-interactive. So we got we have the default config, which I'm going to move over here. We're going to say, okay, so this is default config. What was the folder name again? Folder name is the, oh, okay. So this is this should be extended at the runtime. Okay. Const name. Okay, so it's going to be default name. It's gonna be let me think. So we do need path base name working. Okay, so we do want that. All right. Let's see. Imports. Why is it let? It should be const, because it is a default config. We don't want to mutate it. So we want to import what? Path from path, right? Or I think, is it? I think that should work, right? Okay, so we got the default name, which is the folder name. Okay, this checks for the config's existence. We don't care about that. This is not, I mean, I guess we do care about that, right? So where's this? Oh yeah, okay, this was one of the arguments which said that, okay, there's actually functional deployment. So this is gonna be I guess something like this, right? And I'm also guessing that should install types node. That's a good idea, probably. No, that was the wrong button. Oh no, my terminal, come back. Okay, let me think. Exoframe, projects, Exoframe. Right, let me make it a bit bigger. Yarn workspace, add -d, types, no. The fact that TypeScript actually pulls the types automatically when you use JavaScript and not pulls it automatically when you use TypeScript is a bit of a bonkers. But apparently I cannot. Oh no, wait, I don't actually. So I actually want to. How do you do this in TypeScript? So essentially what I want, I guess I want to define the type that is called config params, I guess, or something like this. And then I want to say that there is a functional deployment that is Boolean, right? And this is basically gonna be config params. That seems okay. What am I doing wrong here? Error, unexpected. Oh, is it like this? No. Okay. I probably should look at the documentation first before trying to figure out how to write types without knowing how to do that. Handbook, type interface, no, that's inference. How do I advance types? Is probably somewhere here, right? Intersection types, blah, 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 blah. First type, so where's my type definitions? Plus, interface, no, that's not, I don't want interfaces. I want my custom type. Type. Come on, oh, there we go. Type aliases, there we go. This is what I want, right? So name or resolver, where is there we go, tree and is equals and then the shape of the object. Okay, this is what you want, right? Okay, cool. Use an interface instead. Oh yeah, that is a very fair point. Interface here would make a better option, I guess, right? Why are you complaining about the same? You don't. What? But you auto-inserted. Unexpected separator. Oh, come on. There's another rule about semicolons. God damn it. Yeah, the chat, the YouTube chat is delimiter style. This is what we want. So what is that? Semicolon style default preferred in TypeScript, comma. So what is? How do I multi-line delimiter semi-true? Seems like it should be fine by default. Okay, you know what? We're gonna figure it out later. Let's just do the code first. Function deployment is okay. Yeah. The sure, the return value we don't need for now. Anyway, okay. So if functional deployments, right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do: const new config. So it's gonna copy this one. I'm gonna say that name is default name, right? And I probably should create types for all of that as well. I should have used ASLint init to generate the config for TS. Is it really just generates it for you? Is it that good now? Which I guess is perfectly fine, but okay. Right, so new config function and then return new config. Okay, so this is what we want to do. Otherwise, override arguments. So this is, yeah, so this is our arguments that are non-interactive. This is questions. Okay, and then we just return new config. Okay, so essentially this is what we want to do here. Could it be your problem semicolon is prettier config issue? It might be the prettier issue, that is true, but I mean, I want semicolons. This is the problem. I like semicolons. Anyhow, so this is our arguments, and probably, yeah, we probably should rewrite this thing, right? If value, okay, so they only should be set if they exist. I think there's a better way of doing that. But anyway, first of all, let's describe our interface. So it is not exactly nice. So this is a string. So semicolon. Okay. Guess we can just do that, right? And say, okay, this. And I think all of them are strings, if I remember correctly. So we need the main, port, name, project, restarts. What was the last one? Host name. Host name. There we go. Why is it not wrapping? Okay, you know what? It's fine. So we need to assign those to new config, but only if the value is non-null, which means that let's call this base config. Right, and then let's do it this way. So I'm gonna create new config, which is gonna be base config. And then here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna expand. No. We're gonna expand. Try adding prettier. No, but the TypeScript rule specifically said that you have to set semi-false because otherwise it will interfere. And this is what fixed it for us initially, right? So we want the main, and I guess this is like if the main, then we do that. Otherwise, it's just empty thing. I think this is nicer than that, right? And then we just do the same for port. Okay, name, project, restarts, and I probably screwed something up, but I'm just gonna go with that for now. Okay, so we construct a new object, save. What are you not happy about? Expected string value in conditional, explicit string checks is required. Okay, I mean, I'm all in for explicit checks, so what does this if number? I guess it wants me to do. It's a pain in the ass to do if it's not equal null or undefined. Allow nullable strings, nullable objects, nullable. So allow string by default, string unequal string length. I mean, the thing is that it might be not passed, so it can be nullable, right? Which means that we need a noun allow nullable strings and actually probably a nullable everything else. And where do I set this? Strict Boolean expressions. So what was the rule again? Yeah, okay, return type, we're gonna get there. So this thing, where is my ESLint.rc? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end up with a new TypeScript config once I am done. So how do I do this here? Strict Boolean expressions. Where's the example of how you define this stuff? Come on now, come on. Right, error, and oh, okay, so it's just the parameters, right? Okay, so error over here, and then we say what was it? Allow nullable. Yeah, I guess I just say allow nullable everything, right? Because it's not the only case where I use them. And come on now, please refresh. There we go, and we return new config over here. Italian interface, the property are mandatory. Shouldn't they be optional? Yes, they should be optional. That's a good thing. So I guess like this is what I want to say, right? And okay, cool. All right. Let's call it create config. That is gonna be nicer. And we got this base config, which is default config plus name. And then we got, well, that's actually not true. So rate limit should only be added if user says, use rate limit. Wait, I thought I had that somewhere. Wait a second. Rate limits. Yeah, there we go. We had the enable rate limit. Okay, man. Previous code is an absolute mess. Right, but it wasn't the thing. So enable rate limit had, and then it asked you more questions, which were rate limit burst, rate limit average. Okay, so rate limit average and rate limit burst is what we want. This is number, and rate limit burst is also. I feel like I'm gonna spend quite some time deciphering my own code here because I haven't touched it in years, literally. Okay, so we want. I guess we can. Can put that at the very end, and yes, there should be semicolons. Here's. No, don't close that. Rate limit average. Right, so we want this. Okay. Enabled false, which means that, yeah, I guess this is fine. So if we have, no, rate, right, I haven't, why is this not rate limit average, rate limit burst? Why is it not wrapping it? What is going on? Why is it so damn long already? Rate limit average or rate limit burst. So we want to say that rate limit is rate limit. Okay, I probably should define the config type first. Let me just do that for now. Right, okay, so we need to define the config, which I guess in this case it's not an interface because there's only one of them. Means that this is gonna be type config, and I guess we can export that, which is gonna be this, right? And say string, I assume you're gonna do this like this. Okay, so labels and environment were not string. We're gonna find out in a second what they are because I don't remember. This was Boolean, if I remember correctly. This was Boolean as well. This is Boolean. This is number. No. Number. This is. No, that's not Boolean. This is actually another object. Or, so it's either Boolean or. Goes type, I guess, like this. And basic auth type had there we go. Oh wait, is it just a string? So the accumulator is the string. Yeah, okay, so it's a string. All right, I thought it was. I guess it is a string. Okay. And this is no, I guess it is not optional. And then this is Boolean, if I remember correctly. No, it is not. It's an object. Okay, so this is either Boolean or, see, this is function type. Yes, functional deployment type makes more sense in this case. And here we got function. Okay, so we create the function. We create the function type here, which is a string, if I remember correctly. We create the function route, which is also a string. And that is it. Okay, cool. Right, and labels. I believe that was arrays. Object keys. No, it's an object with arbitrary keys, I guess, right? Config and, or is it a string as well? No. Okay, so the config that is stored in memory, it is an object. The config that is written to the file, it is a string. Yeah, okay, so in memory it should be a, I guess, arbitrary object. And labels, I think, is the same. Yeah, so it's also an object of. Okay, and this should be config. Did we call it config? Yes, we did. Okay, right, it should be, how do you say that the type is nullable in TypeScript? Nullable, or null. Okay, so I just say like this. And here I guess I say or null. Oh, right, I can actually just do that, right? Oh no. Oh no, what the shit is going on? Oh my god. What is oh. I feel like I should just get some automod or something. Hey Carthax, welcome to the stream. That is that's Pixel Logic Dev, what is going on? I feel like, I don't know, is that a spam or something, or what is happening? It's a raid. Oh, it's a raid. Oh. Okay, I see, thank you. I was like, it's the first time happening to me, so I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so this should be Boolean actually, right? Okay, there we go. Right, yes, but this should make it nullable, right? First time. Yes, it is the first time somebody raided me, so I have no idea what's going on. That seems okay. So TypeScript, nullable object. What is going? So many people follow. Thank you guys very much. I have no idea what's going on, but you know, thank you for following. Right. So how do I set things as nullable? Thank you is definitely in order. Like, this is crazy. Thank you very much for rating and for following. This is just insane. Right. It's okay. This will say. Yeah, this is exactly what I did, right? So what is. But it is not. is not null. Oh, I guess because it's undefined, right? So I have to say this. Okay, okay, got it, right. Because null and undefined are not the same thing. Compress and let's encrypt. I guess I can just say that, right? And then I should be able to say undefined here. There we go. It's starting to make sense to me. Okay, basic auth is a string, but it's also nullable. Or I guess, yeah, I guess in this case it's not nullable, but rather string or boolean. What are we doing here? I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm rewriting Exoframe to TypeScript. Okay, this looks fine, and I guess I can now say that this returns a config, right? Which means, okay, there is some problems here. Missing property rate limit is incompatible. Okay, oh yeah, right, okay, because I need to set rate limit average, rate limit burst. So what are you not happy about? Type of rate limit are incompatible. Enable. Oh, because it's missing enable. I guess I can make it option. Oh, that's the wrong thing to do. This is what I want to do, right? Now, type of rate limit are incompatible. Average burst number on. Oh, okay. You have to be number or so they have to be typed exactly the same way. Is that what you want? Are you happy now? Return rate limit burst is missing the so I guess you want enabled. Yeah, I guess enabled true is what you want. No, still not. Type of rate limit is incompatible. They have to cast it to they have to somehow cast it to the functional. No, wait a second. I guess I have to extract this type and no, but that doesn't make sense. So what are you not happy about, TypeScript? Come on, work with me. Type rate limit, enable boolean or undefined, average number, burst number is not assignable to type config. Type rate limit is average burst. So those are numbers, right? And they are optional. Oh, is it because they are optional? But let me think. What are you not happy about? How do I properly express this? Okay, so if I guess, yeah, I guess I have to extract it into a new. Let me think. Type rate limit config, right? And then I'm gonna say that enabled is boolean. Do I even need that enabled here? I don't think I need it, right? So basically, I just need this with numbers. What I want, and then essentially here I'm gonna say rate limit is gonna be, so this is gonna be a rate limit config, and it's gonna have what are you not happy about now? Average burst. Okay, so they are all right. So it's number or undefined. So they have to be typed exactly the same, because I guess I can just do this, right? So I can just say both of those are optional, and now it works. Okay, cool. And then we can do this and say has rate limits is going to be boolean. I'm going to say if rate limit burst or rate limit rate limits average, and then we just say here has rate limit, then we're gonna do that and gonna say rate limit. No, I cannot type apparently. All right, what is number undefined is not assignable to type boolean. I guess I can do that, right? Undefined. Okay, cool. What are you not happy about again? Enable. Oh yeah, right. Because we don't need that enabled anymore. I killed it, and I should actually do this, right? Rate limit config. Probably move that up here so that it makes sense. Okay. Right. No more errors. That's a good start. Okay, so we described the config finally. We do not need this thing here anymore. Okay. Base config. Right, so this looks fine. Now that we have this, we should, first of all, create config. Second of all, we need this Apache MD5 as a dev dependency. I wonder if it comes with types or if I'm going to suffer again. Okay, cool. We got Apache MD5, yes. Come on, just load already. Okay, all right, so you need... Okay, this is an annoying bit. Like, the fact that you have to literally install every type for almost all libraries is, man, why does it have to be like this? Types Apache MD5 not found. Cool, there's no types. So what do I do? Is that a thing? Does it exist? TypeScript Apache MD5. Oh, there's a TypeScript package. Okay. I mean, I guess we could use that, but I don't know if that's compatible and does what I want it to do. Because I know for a fact that this package does, so... You know what? Let's just skip the error for now. That's fine. Implicit has any. That is perfectly okay with me. Okay, so let's see. Should generate config with basic files. Right. Okay, we don't need that for now. I'm just gonna comment out everything. So create config, and we don't actually need a wait because it's synchronous, right? We don't actually do anything. Domain string or undefined, so any type of is not assignable parameter config params. Functional deployment is missing. Oh, right, because my functional deployment is not optional, I think, right? Yes, this one should be optional as well. There we go. Name does not exist. Oh, I forgot to define name. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Name is a string. There we go. That should fix it. Okay. And I think, whoops. So where is our, you know what, I'm just gonna do that. And there is, oh, whoa. I screwed something up, didn't I? What did I miss? Oh. Why is it? Right, because I'm an idiot, and yes, this should be undefined. No, or is it? What did we say that the rate limit config is? Or let's do it nullable, I guess. That makes more sense. It's gonna be null by default. Name is missing. Okay, so yes, default name is gonna be empty, which is not that good, but it's fine. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so let's see. No more errors here. That looks fine. Let's see if the test run. Hey, first test passing. Cool. Okay, so now we can do the second test. So what is... The first test was just generate me the config. The second test is, again, it doesn't have to be asynchronous. We don't have to spy on the console. Hey, Frontend Nexus, welcome to the stream. All right, should generate config file. So this is, oh yeah, right, because I stubbed a lot of things, right? So it generated it from the user inputs. Okay, now that's fine. We can tweak that. That's not a big problem. Verify base, yes. So we want to verify the authentication in this case, in addition to a bunch of other things, which means that we're going to say, okay, CFG. Create config. Okay, so we want to pass config data. And we don't need that. Check config for changes. Right, yeah, that's any that is possibility of null. Yes, I know that there's possibility of null, but this is exactly why I'm checking that. Okay, so this is fine. Input. Okay, so input, what are we? Users. Users is what? This is our array of users. Okay, I guess we should define a type for user here. Type user. And that is gonna be username, string, password, string, ask again, boolean, right? And this is gonna be array of user. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be array of user. And actual, what the hell is actual? Actual is a string, right? There we go, MD5, yeah, okay, there's some errors, MD5, okay, MD5 is this Apache MD5, you're gonna complain about the absence of types, but that is fine. Okay, compress does not exist on, wait, did I forget the compress? No, it does, there we go, there it is. What are you talking about? Config data, where is compressed? Oh, there we go, it's already caught a typo. Wait, how did it work before? All right then. Basic oath is string or boolean. Okay. Can I just say like as a string or something? There we go. Nice. So how do I deal with this object is possibly null error? TypeScript object is possibly null. How do I deal with that? How to suppress strict null checks to ensure that no, I mean I get that to coerce away those types. I mean I don't want to coerce it, I just want to access it. Like it should check it and should be okay, so I can just use optional chaining. Hey, I know how to do that. There we go. Okay, yeah, obviously this is gonna env doesn't exist on object, so why? So this is a different thing. TypeScript property doesn't exist on object. Again, Google somehow does better when you search for like coding stuff. A really useful tip for TypeScript: if you want to reuse the type automatically assigned to some variable, you do type name returned. Oh, cool! That's really neat. Okay, that's quite nice. Thank you. That's a really neat tip. Okay, so how do I if use any blah blah blah? Is there a way to say that I want to ignore that? Because the thing is that we have this labels and envs, and those are user defined, so they are always gonna be other properties that I cannot possibly define as types. TypeScript object define any with any properties. There we go. This is exactly what I want. So how do I do that? Key string. Oh, can I just do that? Is that a thing? That looks like a pretty nice thing actually. So we want, yeah, okay. Type, right, I already had it in interface. I guess it's, yeah, it is an interface, right? So it's gonna be key value object, and it's gonna be string as a value and string as a key. And I can just do that, right? And it's gonna be or, no, that's not correct. It should be null here, right? I think that should fix it, right? There we go. Okay, here's the question of the century. Does the test pass now? No, they're not, because expected. Oh, yeah, right. I'm an idiot because I haven't actually passed additional config there. Okay, so we need to set the right, we don't actually pass any environment or anything like that. Okay, I was like, yeah, of course it's gonna fail because it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. Okay, let me think. So we are project port, environment. Okay, so first of all, let's see. So what do we actually set? We did default config, and then we said domain, port, name, project, blah, blah, blah. Where do I set? Oh man, okay, my brain starts to melt from the code that I've written a few years ago. Okay, that is almost painful. Anyhow, I also should probably add some comments because this is starting to be a bit too much. But let's see. So what do we need? We want envs and labels, and we had this here. Right, so this is our code. This env is the string. Yeah, okay, so the env is the string new config. So this is already write function. Where does the env come from? I don't remember. Env, where are you coming from? You are coming from the user, and it's literally a string. Okay, so the input. Here's the question: should that be the goal? I guess it should be on the. It should be on the what do you call it? It should be on the command line or the client to properly convert the string into object, right? So what we are gonna do here is we're gonna say that we have an env that is key value object, and we're just gonna grab it from here, and we're just gonna do the same, right? No. Okay, whoops, that is wrong. Okay, so we did the env thing, and then we need to do the same. So env is going to be an object that has env1, other2. And then we need to do the same with labels, right? And then we're going to have label1, other2. Okay, we need to define the same thing for labels. Yeah. No, I cannot type. Labels. So just copy paste that and then go labels. Apparently I cannot type. There we go. No. All right. That seems fine. So do we pass now? Are we good? No template. Okay. So did I assign template? I think I do have it here at least. Okay. You know what? Yeah, okay, so the config type and the proper config params that I get are actually different, even though a lot of them should overlap. So let me just resort this. So name, domain, port, project, restart, host name. Wait a second. So we got projects, restarts, env, labels, host name, template is gonna be string, compress is gonna be boolean. So it's basically more or less the same type with some minor changes. Let's encrypt is gonna be, there's probably a better way of doing that, but I don't know it now, so I'm just gonna go with that. So then we got the rate limit. We got the basic auth. Hell if I remember, what was it? The basic auth is, what did I set as a basic auth? Basic auth. So users, right? So I asked for users and specifically taken them from user. And ask for users I think it asked for username, password, ask again. Okay, so it asks for this. Oh boy, okay, how the hell do I do that? So this should be this type that we defined before. There was the user. Where did I do that? I'm pretty sure I did that already somewhere. Oh, was it here? Yeah, it was here. Okay. We should throw it in here and say that we got the export type user. So we're going to have the base type. It doesn't have to have ask again. Again, it doesn't have to have it here either, actually. User. There we go. Okay, and then this means that basic auth over here is an array of users, and it's also nullable. So we did that. What are you not happy about? Argument of type env blah 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 is not assignable to config params. Oh, can I? Oh, I guess I have to give it. Oh boy. Okay. Export interface. Key value object. Can I do that? Is that a thing? Is that a thing I can do? No, it is not. How do I define that properly? TypeScript as interface. So now you can do this casting to types, right? But how you do that as an interface? What they are and when do you use them? I mean, I know what they are and when to use them. Show me how to use them to just cast something. I mean, I can create it outside of it and just say, hey, this is actually the interface, but there should be a shorter version of that, right? TypeScript interfaces. You know what? Yeah, god damn it. So, TypeScript lang. I guess I could have just looked in the docs, right? So we got interfaces. Optional properties. So how do I do this in line as a object property? Is that even possible? As, yeah, okay, so you should be able to just say as key value object, right? So that should work, I think. Oh. Basic auth are incompatible. Oh, did I basic auth string or boolean, and there is array user. What am I doing wrong? What are you not happy about? Oh, because the config data here includes basic auth true, which is not what it should be. So I can kill it from here. And now we don't have error anymore. Okay, so but if I run the code again, it's going to fail because the basic auth is not. Yeah, template. Okay, I forgot the template. Right, we were reordering the whole thing, so we got the rated basic auth function, and I guess I can just put this over here so that we retain the same order basically. Okay, guess, oh man, yeah, I guess I just reorder everything in the same sort of order so that we can easily track what things are where. Otherwise it's going to get annoying really fast. Name, domain, port, project, restart, environment, labels, hostname, template, compress, rate limit, basic auth. Yeah, so we're missing basic auth. Okay, so we need those three things. Right, I probably should reorder stuff here as well. Import project, restart hostname. So it was this, and then was template. Probably not the best way of doing that, but you know, we'll figure it out as we go. I'm sure that the first version of that is going to be absolute crap, and I will have to rewrite that. So we did the rate limit thing. Now we need to do the basic auth thing. So we're going to say, okay, I guess you don't have to say anything, right? Because it's like, if it's there, it just should be basically added there. Both, otherwise, nope, there we go. Okay, but, so this array of users, and here it's a string or boolean. Why is it a string? Right, because it should be cast into the... So yeah, so we have to cast it into a string ourselves. Ask for users. Yes, right config, and then users is right. So this is what we want to do. So basic auth is gonna be basic. Let's do it this way. Has basic. I guess, yeah. You know what? Basic auth string, let's call it this way, is going to be string, and we're just going to do. So basic auth is an array of users. We're going to reduce it into yeah, delimiter md. Okay, so we need the same md5 package here. All right, that looks fine. Why are you not happy? User or undefined? Possibility, yeah, okay, so this should be like that, which means it's going to be either string or undefined. And that should reduce it. Right, so if we got the string, then we'll say basic auth string is that. That looks good. Okay, let's encrypt. Did I miss again? Did I miss something again? Template, compress. Yes, I did miss something again. Okay, so after compress. Oh yeah, no, I have it here, but I don't have it here. And it's just. Oh, you know what? I am actually doing some silly things here because this should be an undefined check, right? Because it's Boolean, so if I do the stupid check, it's gonna fail if it's set to false, which is not necessarily bad, because if it's false, then whatever. But you can use just can you? If you spread undefined, is it gonna be? Wait a second. So if I do true and this a b, oh, that should be a string, so that's a b. Okay, I'm gonna go false. Okay, yeah, that's gonna simplify things quite a bit. Thank you very much. I assumed that spreading undefined doesn't really work, but apparently it does. Come on now. Okay, that will simplify the code quite a bit. Thank you very much for the tip. Okay, so yes, that could be, we can just kill all of that, right? And then we can just do this and say and. There we go. So why is there, what are you not happy about? Expected. Oh, okay, it's just saving it. Come on. Okay, so name domain. Oh, come on, what is going on now? Yeah, so we're still failing. There is a function. Okay, yeah, right, because I don't actually pass anything to function. What is happening, VS Code? Why are you so freaking slow? Can I reopen the file maybe? What is happening now? Hello, VS Code? Are you dead? Should I restart you? I guess, you know what? I guess I am gonna restart that. So I'm just gonna do that. You can simplify it with maybe monads. I don't want to go into monads. Like, I know that they can simplify quite a few things, but I don't want to dive that deep with that. I think that's perfectly fine. Anyway, first let me just check if there's come on. Where's my TypeScript hints? Loading. Yes, come on. VSL seems not really stable. No, it's mostly fine. It's just the VS Code occasionally goes weirdly frozen. I mean, it's a VS. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's because I have the two workspaces open, because I never did that before. Let me just do that. Don't save. Let me just do this and dog this to the left. And are we good now? Still loading. Is it just the VS? It might be that the VS Code server has died, but Reload is what I want. Reload the window. Kill local connection server. I mean, how do I, is there like server? Remote SSH, Terraform. No, that's not what I want. Restart TS server. Maybe that will help. Are we good now? No, apparently we're not. What is going on? VS Code just decided to stop working for some reason. I have no idea why, to be honest. But I guess it's fine. I shouldn't have changed anything. No. You know what? I'm just gonna do a hard reset for the VSL. There we go. Well, there's no need to reload the windows completely, so I'm just gonna restart the VSL itself. That works perfectly fine and really easy to do, honestly. So code this. Come on now, please tell me you're working this time around. Initializing TypeScript language, and we are still. Are you kidding me right now? What is going on? Okay, is it just ESLint is invalid, allow nullable, should not have additional wait, what? There's some ESLint error now. Is this what you want? Should be object. Why are you not happy about everything? Okay. Wait a sec. I thought this worked perfectly fine. What is happening now? So error, allow nullable true. Yes, this is exactly what I have, right? And it is a second parameter. What is going on now? Use Notepad. I mean, you know, if I use the VS Code as Notepad, that will work perfectly. What is happening? Like, where is my show me the outputs. There anything tasks? So there's no tasks. Extension host. There's extensions. That seems fine. Main. That is fine. So the remote server. Also seems like it launched everything and it's working fine. Remote extension host. That also looks fine. Shared. The interesting thing is it seems like it's completely okay. And for whatever reason just doesn't... Oh, there we go. It started... I don't know what it was, but it seems like working now. Okay, so I got string, 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 string. That is fine. That is fine. Fine. Yes. Okay, cool. So this looks fine. Back to... Okay, so we're going to figure out the lint bit again because it started acting up. It's my testing. So what are we breaking on right now? Function. Okay, so right, we got to pass... right, okay, so but we actually should, because it's a different thing, should generate function test conf. So this actually should not, first of all, we're not generating files. No, that definitely was not VSL, it's just something with VS Code server. I have no idea why. Like, I've never had it happen to me before. It might be TypeScript acting up. Generate config with parameters. Should generate config with extended data. Let's call it this way. Should generate functional deployment config. And then here is going to be... Really, I just copy pasted like two things. What is going on with you? So we don't need any of that. We actually want to... What is happening? Why are you... okay. That is a part of TypeScript I'm not too fond of. So functional deployment is... What was it? Boolean. So you just say true here, right? Yeah, that's definitely... What is going on with... with a VS Code server. Is there like something in my task manager that is... no, it doesn't seem like there's too much happening. Like the VMM process, very high power usage, that's expected. No, everything looks fine. Is there something happening here? VS Code server, yeah, so there's like a bunch of server instances, but we've got an error at the top of the file according to the mini browser. This is the lack of types for the Apache MD5. So it's not like error. Maybe try to, but my project is inside VSL, so I cannot really open it from Windows side. Yeah, there's definitely something very wrong with a TypeScript server. What is happening here? Here's the question. Didn't I have a TypeScript extension? Let me think. TypeScript, latest TypeScript, and JavaScript. Yeah, I thought I had that no, this is the beta version, right? So that shouldn't be the case. Yeah. Maybe it's one of my extensions interfering with it. ESLint, GraphQL, NPM IntelliSense. Maybe that is because of an ESLint that is broken right now. Because the ESLint now complains, right? So if we run it, it says, hey, should not have additional properties, even though this is how you configure it. Strict semi-boolean. Yeah, so let's try to figure this bit out. Maybe this will fix it. Let me think. So this is our package, and we got allow nullable. Oh, it doesn't have allow nullable true by default. So we want nullable. Do we actually want that? Here's the question. Is that maybe it was because I was writing this stuff wrong? It actually work now? Please handle the nullish empty cases. Okay, so now we got the errors, and there's indent stuff now. What? Is it expecting? Right, so nullables. Okay, yeah, so we definitely now this should be okay. Yeah. We're getting there. So we want nullable strings. We want nullable. Do we want nullable numbers? I don't think we want nullable numbers. Okay, so there is again this delimiter stuff, and there is the indent 4 spaces but found 6 spaces. So there's something going on with the prettier prettier blah blah blah. A lot of extensions. Yes, I mean, I'm using a lot of tools. Like, I wouldn't write Terraform without extensions because my memory for the config is just terrible. So prettier, TypeScript, ESLint. I'm guessing maybe there's a separate config for it. Blah blah blah, ESLint, blah blah blah, parser, type ESLint recommended. ECMAScript, no, don't care about that. Config prettier. Oh, there he is. Okay, so there is this separate thing for prettier. Okay, maybe this is why all of that is happening. And we need to install it probably. Add -d. Choose a version of prettier. Yeah, just the latest one. Okay, and then plug in prettier recommended. No, that's fine. Okay. And this is the plug. Is that a plugin as well, or let me see. What if I search for this prettier scripts test source? No, this is just the pretty, or is it not? Is it the packages? Languages? No, that's something different. Come on. Why are you so not very good at this, DuckDuckGo? ESLint config prettier. TypeScript. TypeScript, ESLint plugin. Okay. Prettier TypeScript. Okay, so, oh, you have to have both of them. Okay, got it. So we need this. Uh-huh. Okay, okay. All right, are we good now? So linting, come on, tell me what's going on. Okay, that's better. Use interface instead of type. Consistent type definitions. Array using array user is forbidden. Okay, that's fine. Any of, right, okay. So we're getting there. So this is now yeah, okay, so it's going to complain about that. Nope, still slow as hell. So what is going on? Is it really because of the ESLint? But at least now it shows the errors. So, but there, I mean, okay, if you want interface, have some interface. Why is the parser so effing slow? What is happening? Is that because of the monorepo setup? Because this is really, like, it was working perfectly fine until some point. And now it's just breaking? I don't know if I like that. I don't know, like, that might just make me not go monorepo at all because this is annoying. Oh boy, okay, so what do I do with you? Reload window, reloads TypeScript, restart TypeScript server. There we go. You happy now? Okay. So you want interface here. Are we good now? And okay, I wanted the user array. That's actually a nicer way of writing it. I totally agree. Right, functional deployment is, what do you mean not nullable? Oh, because it's a Boolean, right? So I guess we want to say that allow nullable Boolean true. It's a bit weird that you don't allow them by default, but okay. Are you kidding me? So this is definitely something to do with the TypeScript. Like, I restart the server, it works fine for the first 2 seconds, and then starts doing that. Are we good now? User is not assignable to type string, but I am not assigning user. What are you talking about? Basic oath. Okay, you know what? Let's try installing that TypeScript beta extension. Maybe that fixes it. Latest TypeScript language support. There we go. Because this stuff is just infuriating. Just this might deter me from like rewriting everything in TypeScript, because dealing with stuff like this is not fun at all. Are we good now? Are we working? Okay, so now we got these errors. That's good. So it's not complaining anymore. So let's try test. Right, okay, so we got this error with functions, right? Because I'm not passing. Okay, always prefer const t. Well, okay, yeah, sure, I can do const t. That's not a big problem. I'm not sure what is this rule and why is it required, but I can do that, I guess. And I'm not sure how is this better than writing it inline. But fine. Fine. So what are you not happy about now? Oh. Nope, even with the beta TypeScript, I guess. Select TypeScript version. Oh, can I use a workspace version? Wait a second. Is this gonna work better? Are you gonna work better if I select the workspace version of it? Okay, so we wanted to do the oh no. Oh no, that is not going well. Okay. Sure. Well, let's try doing not monorepo, I guess. Because this is just really annoying. I'm gonna close the VS Code. This is not working out. I'm gonna kill the package.json from here. Yes, kill yarn lock. So I'm gonna gonna kill the TS config as well. And then we're gonna move Exoframe client. Gonna move Babel here. We're gonna move package.json here. Source. Test. TS config. What do we have there? ESLint. So kill that. Packages. There we go. Okay. So let's try it this way. Is it just the workspaces like this? They've been around for so long, so why are they still so damn broken? Or is it just something with my setup? That, like, I don't exclude that possibility as well. Okay, so we did that. Yarn lints. Okay, that looks good. That also looks good. Now let's see if that actually... Initializing, yes, so that's working. Okay, so we can do this. All right, you want that. You want this here. Why are you return? Oh yeah, right. Return type is, but we don't really return anything, do we? Is there a void type or something? Oh no. Okay, so it's not a monorepo. What is going on? Is this something to do with the cache? VS Code, TypeScript, server hangs. Very slow. There we go. Why? So here's the question. Why is it working perfectly fine when you use JavaScript and it automatically pulls the type definitions, but it starts slowing down as hell as soon as you start using TypeScript? Like, what is going on? TypeScript. Removing TypeScript cache helps. That's a good point, actually. Do you have a plugin that tries to add imports on save? No, I have only the plugin that reorganizes imports on save. So it doesn't add anything. It just resorts them by name, which is, you know. Where's the, wait a second, TypeScript, VS Code, TypeScript cache. How do I kill the VS Code TypeScript cache? I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere in my home folder, right? Data, user, global work storage. Oh god, I just, oh no, that might have been a mistake. I just killed the whole workspace storage. Okay, you know what, that's fine. It can recreate it. Now here's the question, where is the cache? Let me try that again. So let me try to be a bit more careful, I guess. Machine, no, user. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's there. Like a bunch of logs. I guess I can kill the logs as well. Because why not? Machine ID, extensions. My TypeScript. No, there's no TypeScript, okay. Bin? Why is there two binaries here? Interesting. Maybe I should just... Okay, you know what? Let's try this again. Are we working now? So yeah, we were trying to add functional deployment check. Okay, env are incompatible, string or undefined. What do you mean env is incompatible? Env... Oh, right, okay. So... those should not be here at all. I guess, oh yeah, right, I could just do that, right? I guess it makes sense to make them in lines. Okay, kill that. Nope, that did not help one bit. That is, oh man, why do you have to be like this? Line code action organizing imports. Let me see, so VS Code, TypeScript, organize imports, slow. Plugin has a conflict. IntelliSense slow for alias imports. Is that just the organize imports feature? Wait a second. Settings, user settings. Right, I don't think it's in the Settings, show me my JSON, organize import. So what if I just disable that? Are you gonna be working back? Is that just the organize imports don't work that well with, what do you call it? With TypeScript? Is that the problem? Because if it is, then it's a very silly problem. Anyhow. Okay. Right, okay. Why are you running the third test? Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so the second test is now failing because the function thing is not working out because it is not setting the right... Right, okay, so, okay, what it did before was that it set function true, and then it asked the user again what should happen with... what should be the route and what should be the functional... the thing, basically. Okay, anyway. So this should be then function... no, function... Yep, that did not help one freaking bit. Okay, then. TypeScript version, select version, use VS Code version. I have no idea why that happens. Is there something going on? So it's like it's barely using... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. There is a VS Code server that is related to TypeScript. So it is a TypeScript server that is basically hanging with my code for some reason. Oh god, that is not fun. So what if I just do this? And we're working now. Apparently my code is so bad that it just hangs the TypeScript server. I don't know why. What is even happening? Wait a second. Here's the question. So if I change those back, will that fix it? If it does, then I don't know. I'm not even sure anymore. Save that. Are we good now? We can kill that. Oh, no, sorry. Kill this with sigterm. Save that. It's restarting the server. 120, and was it really that? No, it's still initializing. Okay. Prettier, please. So why are you taking so freaking long to initialize the... I don't know what is going on. And this, kids, is the reason why I stopped using TypeScript the first time I tried it. So what is it? It's like almost 2 hours, and most of this time I've been fighting the TypeScript to make it work the way I want. Not a fun experience. Okay, let me try to just do that. And okay, so there we go. It's exited. Let's try to restart the code and see if that starts working now properly. So okay, start at top again. So there's our VS Code server. This time around it's initialized relatively okay-ish, right? Okay, cool. Seems like it really did. So wait a second. So now we are working fine, right? So we are okay. So I changed this to the... This is going to be... that was undefined. So we're going to say this. And where's my functional deployment type? No, it's not. Let's make it nullable and then just say that this is null. Function deployment. Okay, so we say that I think we just want this basically, right? Okay, and then function deployment should be function type, function route, which means that I should just do this and then say const function no function deployment Right, okay, I probably should export that type. I want this. And in this case, instead of using this function deployment, what do you, oh yeah, right, I need to export the probably functional. Why does it not offer to import that from there, even though I actually tell it that I've exported it, right? So this should all right, okay, I shouldn't check this here. So why are you not happy? Functional deployment, you mean functional deployments? Wait, what? Function deployment. Oh, did I? Oh, I mistyped it. Okay, there we go. Right, I mistyped it. Okay, that looks better. Is it really? So, okay, so now it works perfectly fine, right? Is it really doesn't like this end-ends notation? So like 2 ampersands? Wait a second. Okay, so now we're working okay, right? And if I do like new config dots whatever, it's actually pretty fast. Is it? Did I just find the stupidest bug ever? Okay, so I go here and I say ampersands, and then I say delete all of that, and then I say save. And it's dead. Oh my god. We found the reason. So if you do this in TypeScript, it basically kills the server. For whatever reason. Do not use var and it will kill TS server. Okay, just a comment for myself. I'm gonna restart the VS Code. So the monorepo was not the problem. It was is that reproducible actually? Okay, let me just kill all of that because we don't really need that anymore. TypeScript playground. Here's the question: can I hang the playground in the same way and then report a bug? So let me just fire up the task manager. So there's the playground, and so we got I don't know. So what do? We got, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we have to define some interface or something. I guess let me just close this for now. So interface test object is gonna be param string other string more string, right? Something like this. All right, the interface is not equal, it's just like this. And then we got object, I guess tests. It's going to be test object. No. Test object, and this is going to be test. And then if we do this, spread. So, okay, let's say yeah, param string. Make it, I guess you cannot do this, so null, let's do it this way, and then we're gonna do, what is there, other is gonna be just a string other, and then more. I wonder if it's reproducible with such a simple case. Yeah, come on. Other and other and more. Guess it wants all of them to be nullable, right, for this to work correctly. And what are you not happy about? Spread types may only created from object types, but it is an object. Okay, so here it actually gives me an error that makes sense, but in there it just died. So are you telling me that if I... Okay, now I'm curious. Are you telling me that if I do this, So, okay, if I do... Oh, I think I know why that happened. So if you do... The problem is exactly the nullable types, right? So if you say that the name is name, if there is a name, then we're going to say it's an object with a name. Otherwise, it's an object, right? So the TypeScript is going to infer that this is an object that either has a name, whoops, or has undefined there, right? So it's an either this or this, which makes perfect sense, right? But if you say that it's a name and we're going to do that, the TypeScript is probably going to suffer a lot because it is no longer as deterministic as it was before. And I'm guessing this exactly is what hangs the server, is just trying to be smart about detecting type here and just dying because of that. So yeah, I guess, I mean, you lose quite a bit of flexibility, you know, from the things that were allowed to do in JavaScript when you go into TypeScript and be like, okay, I can just do that. And then it just basically kills the compiler with the detecting types. Right, okay, that makes sense. I kind of get why that happened. What is going on here? Okay, so should actual split. Okay, so there is config basic oath. What was the basic oath that we passed? I don't remember. Oh, right, because it's no longer a string, which means that we should be able to, what? So you, I guess I can just do this because both are arrays now, right? To equal, that should work, right? Expected false to equal, what do you mean false? Is my config basic oath false? Yes, it is false. Why is it false? Am I not passing the basic oath string? So we are passing the basic oath, right? I think so. No, we're not. Okay. Are we? No, we are not. Okay, so in this case, basic oath is array of users, which means we can just do that. And okay, so it will convert them to string, which no. Which means that I indeed have to call the verify basic oath. We do not need it over here, but we do need it here. As string, I think that should do it. Are we good now? Okay, cool, that works. Name, config data, name. So why is expected test received Exoframe? Why is the name different? Config data name is, what do we have here? Test. Config data name is somehow Exoframe? Why? Name default. Oh, because we're using the work dir. Okay, so that should be. So if we are, oh right, okay, that shouldn't be here at all, right? So we should just do that. Right, I don't even need that. Okay, and then let me think. So how do I handle that? I guess the same way. So if if there is a name, then we do name. Otherwise, we just expand this. So it's not going to override the default name if there is. No, but we don't have default name, right? Yeah, we don't have default name, so it should be appended. And it should not be nullable at all. Is our name nullable? Yes, it is. It should be always present. That should always be there. There we go. Okay. Expected no, received. Okay, restarts. Am I not passing it, I guess? Yeah, I only passed the default stuff, which is port domain restart. No, but I do pass restart. Why is this? Wait a second. Why is this not working as expected? So it worked correctly in the first time, but then it doesn't return what you want in the third execution. I'm running it correctly, right? So we create this functional deployment, we go the config. Yeah, that looks correct. So what if I log that? Test domain name restart. Okie dokie. What? Oh, wait a second. I am not. No, but that should still be fine, right? Yeah, so this is the creation from the given parameters. This is the creation from config data. Well, config data is that. So, and this should copy. Wait a second. Is it? Am I mutating config data somehow without noticing it? Is that the case? No, it does pass everything as expected. So why the hell? It does set the function correctly. What about? Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I am setting the function before setting everything else, but that is actually not correct. That is yet another problem. Okay, so we right, because restart doesn't make sense with a function. So let me think. The main port, that doesn't matter. Project should be set before function. What else? Environment labels doesn't matter. Hostname doesn't matter. Template doesn't matter. Okay, so basically we only, in case of the function, the only thing that should be set is the project. And in this case, I guess we can just pass it manually, right? Project function test. What are you not happy about again? Name. All right, I should set name function test. There we go. Okay, name to equal bleh. Function test. We don't care about that. Function test. And that's basically okay. So I think now we should start passing the test. There's some console login that shouldn't be in here. What is failing now? Function to equal. Oh, okay, right. I am assigning the wrong things. Function deployment type. We no longer need path. That is correct. And here that should be just type and just route. Okay. I think that should do it, but here we have to change this to type and route. We're slowly getting there. Right, okay, yeah, that's gonna... I guess I should be able to just say to equal functional deployment, right? Because it should basically just like do the deep copy. There we go. Okay, now the problem is I killed my monorepo because I thought there was a problem, and that was not the problem, so I actually have to recreate it back. Which is annoying, but okay, what was it? Make dir packages. Make dir packages, Exoframe client. So move ESLinterC packages. Right, oh god. That was a lot more hassle than it should have been. But that's not a big deal. Okay, packages. Yes, move source packages, Exoframe, move test packages, Exoframe client, move tsconfig, Exoframe client. Yeah, so I want to do a git commit after I'm done moving that stuff around. Okay, yarn lock can be left. Kill the node modules, kill the yarn lock. Okay, kill the VS Code thing because we don't need it. We know the reason why it started freezing so much. Okay, right. Touch package JSON. No, I'm not gonna make this typo anymore. So this was what? This was private true, and then there was something. Yarn workspaces. No, that was not it. Yarn workspace. Where was the docs? Workspace. What is a workspace? Workspaces. Right. So this is what we want. We actually just want one for now, right? So packages, Exoframe clients. There we go. Perfect. And I do yarn install now, it should install the packages for everything, right? Cool, that seems correct. Yarn workspace test, does it work? Yes, it does. Okay, what about linting? I think there was some errors with linter. Okay, yeah, so we have this problem, the last thing that is left essentially is a problem with MD5. That is, how do you actually say that the TypeScript custom typings for imported package or something like this? Like, there's got to be a way to say that this is essentially type roots. Okay, D3, blah, blah. So how do I node source? Oh, okay. So you just say type roots. Okay. So compiler options, type roots, and then it's gonna be nodes, modules, types, I think, right? Is that the default one? Yes. And then we're gonna have source. Let's call it types as well. Why not? Types. And I assume I can just create, what was it called? Apache MD5, I guess. DTS. Is that what I want? Say that. So how okay, let's see, what do they say here? Class names, declare module. Okay, so this is what I want to do. Declare module Apache MD5, export default. And that doesn't really help that much. Yes, config JSON. What? Okay, so I guess did I break something? I feel like I broke something. Source add types, right? Node modules add types. Whoops. So I do have this thing here, and packages, Exoframe, node modules. No, there is no. Okay. Any. Okay, so it says any, but basically we know that this MD5 takes in a string and returns a string, right? So which means that this is how do I properly define that? I say that it is a function that takes in a string and returns a string. Is that it? Are you happy now? No such file directory. Okay, so I guess the... Can I just move it here? Are you gonna work like this? Oh, right, because the yeah, the types should be, I guess, here. Or I guess packages types would make more sense. Packages types. Okay, are we working now? Are you happy? It works. So where's my MD5 invocation? It is takes a string, returns a string. Hey, that actually works. Okay, and cannot read file TS. Oh, okay. So you, how do I tell it that? Can I put ds_lint_rc on top as well? Will that fix it? Like I wanted to use the root source config, ts config. Yeah, right. Okay. I guess. Let me think. What if I remove that? You're gonna find it manually? No, you are not. Okay. So it wants this, and then maybe it wants that. No. Okay, so right, monorepo ts TypeScript ESLint ts config JSON. So we just want to, we basically, the last thing we need to do is figure out how to point the ESLint to the root folder saying that, hey, this is actually where your, oh, you can actually do that. Oh, interesting. So we can just say we got this ts config on top, right? And then we got ts configs in each of them. Okay, interesting. So we can copy this, throw it in there. I assume at some point we would have to change those anyway. I guess like this then. Nope. Maybe this. Where is it searching from? Any? This is the config. So it's now failing again because I assume it didn't find the definition. Do I have to put, I mean, I guess it is okay to put it in there because we don't really use it anywhere else, right? So I don't know, like, if I kill this from here, move the ESLint in there. Source, do you want to have this or something? Are we good? Okay, this looks good. So as the linking goes through, yeah, there we go. Test. Okay. Before we wrap this up, I just want to add the index.ts that says export all from config, right? Is that something I can do? No. So okay. So now the what? Now this TypeScript is not happy. Outputs. So where is my TypeScript output? No errors here. No errors there. No errors over here as well. Where, what, why are you not happy? What is going on now? Shared. No. I am so confused right now. But this works. And there's no errors or anything, and the types are correctly defined. Export. Okay, import config. So why? Where? I am so confused right now. Linting still passes. If I rewrite the task to use the, there's no exported member functional deployment. I'm sorry, what? Oh, how did that work? There was function deployment type. Wait a second. Did it just? Is that because I moved the files around and did not reopen VS Code? It just went bonkers and was like, I cannot find node modules. Cannot find tsconfig JSON. So you want tsconfig JSON in the root folder. Is that what you're telling me? Seems like it is what you're telling me. Okay, so the VS Code needs a separate TS. Yeah, that's not. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, linting works, testing works. Cool. And what if I do that, and then I just import this from source? Are you gonna work like this? Yep, that works. Cool. I mean, that was a huge pain in the ass, but it kind of works. Still not super. It's like, I feel like it would be about 50 times easier with just JavaScript and proper testing. Yeah, it took 2 hours 30 minutes to refactor essentially a tiny bit. And I get it complaints with wait, oh right, wait, there should be typings, right? Yeah, there is types. So why is it not installing anything? Here's a question. Node modules, are you? Yeah, it did install everything, and the types is probably there as well, right? So why are you? This is such a pain in the ass. I'm honestly not sure if it's worth continuing doing the TypeScript, because this is just painful. Like, I don't mind defining types, and I like the fact that it basically tells it that, hey, maybe you should do that stuff, maybe you should do that stuff, but holy shit, the amount of errors you get. Okay, we actually did that already, so I don't know why is this still here. I guess I can just kill it. Why are you showing me the errors again? What is... The error here says that there is no typings for Jest, but they are installed. I don't know why. I honestly have no idea why that happens. There's the types Jest, types nodes, seems fine. Not exactly sure why though. So if I do -d, let me just reinstall them, I guess. Jest. Once you have set it up, it should be faster. I mean, yes, is obviously going to be faster after I'm done with all the setup, but there's still like, why does it not pick up the Jest typings now? And the fact that we're working in Jest environment, what is wrong with it? Oh, is that why you're not like this? Is this why you're not? That's the wrong thing. No, let me just press up twice. Come on now. Lint. Was it because of my lint? Is it my own fault for not? No, that still doesn't pick it up. So linting works, testing works, but VS Code now just says, hey, I cannot find stuff. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, so why it just worked? Cannot find tests. npm is, yeah, but I have types Jest installed. What the? Let me have a look at that. Cannot find name expect. Type roots. Oh, it was. Oh, okay then. So you need to say that the type root is the root of the project. Yikes. Okay, that is mildly annoying. That still doesn't seem to work. So that is 2 folders up, node types. Yeah, that looks correct. Why doesn't it work? No, that was lint. Reload window, restart VS Code type checking. We could try that. Nope, still the same. So for whatever reason, why are you not at 1 folder higher? No, it should be 2 folders higher, right? Okay, so if I kill that, I assume it should start working. No, it does not. I have many questions. I have many questions. So why? What? Right. So we had this thing. And then we had... Oh, I guess I could probably say packages. This, and then I can just move it to the roots. Is that what you're telling me? Does this work? Okay, so this way it works fine. Oh my god, okay, so this doesn't seem to work at all. Can I just say this? Would you work like this? This way it works fine. Now here it is not working at all. Let me try to reload the bit. Maybe, okay, you know what? Let me just restart the thing. Maybe it just doesn't pick something up. So come on, where's my VS Code server? Come on, shut down. There we go. Code. Nope, doesn't work. Tell the VS Code to install types again. I mean, I just did that. Add -d types Jest. There we go. It just doesn't pick them up for some reason. Okay, let me copy the config, I guess. I don't think it's... So if I do this, and then I do packages... If I do that, can I do this actually? If I kill this from here... Nope. Yeah, it says like you're probably using a test runner, so you can try doing either npm install Jest or npm install Mocha. So it's basically either or, but that's not like I have typings installed. It just worked like 2 seconds ago. Right, here's the question. So if I run lint again, it works from... No, it doesn't work anymore. Okay. So it wants this tsconfig there. Okay, and this should be 2 folders higher, and this should be here. If I run lint now, this works as expected. So why the hell does this not work inside the VS Code? Oh my god, why do you have to be like this? TypeScript, and there's no errors. Like it doesn't even tell that something is wrong. How the shit are you supposed to debug this? 100 messages today on stream, tweet, chat. Well, that was quite lively. So why are you not picking up the types? Okay, I guess this doesn't make sense here. This doesn't make sense here either. So I'm going to throw it in there. And I'm just going to kill that because it doesn't make sense either. Lint still works, right? So from command line, yes, lint works as expected. There's no problems. Testing works as well, which means Babel correctly compiles everything. Why is this happening? Okay. Type roots is exactly what I said, right? Yep. Pillar option types node Jest, but I thought it's supposed to manually pick them up, or sorry, automatically pick them up, right? Types node Jest. Is this gonna fix you? Nope, that doesn't help either. Right. So wait a second. npx TypeScript. Can I like run it from command line to just to see? Allow JS, watch, help, pretty, all. Strict image. Okay, you know what? Let's just try packages. No, I need test, right? Cannot find... Okay, so the TypeScript also doesn't find it from the command line. What if I go into the here and do packages test config test? You're gonna find it from here. No. Interesting. Okay then. So it is a problem of TypeScript configuration then. So I assume if I kill that, it's gonna start working, right? That is the wrong file. That is gonna say that file is not found, right? I assume this is gonna work. No, it doesn't. How the what? Things just became extremely confusing. Okay, yeah, I know that you could compile it. Why the hell is this happening? So there's my types Jest, there's my types nodes, and you know what? Let's remember, okay. One thing that does help sometimes is doing this. Packages, Exoframe, node modules. Just kill all of that. Do yarn install. And are we good now? Was it just the... Wait. Are you for real? Is it just the workspace thing? Oh my god. Those tools sometimes. What now? Two package JSON files. No, two package JSON files is correct, right? Because we have a monorepo. So the top level is just the definition for the workspaces, and the bottom level is the one that is for the package. So that is indeed correct. The place where the tsconfig is root. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, that is correct. That is considered root, right? So project has been set for... so now you don't like... I guess this is what it wants, right? Nope. Has been set for the file does not match your project config and source index.js. Oh god, wait a second. I ran the TypeScript and it generated files for everything, which is not what I want. Okay, that looks good. Are we good now? Right, there we go. Lint works. Test works now, please. No more. Okay, please tell me there's no more errors now. This looks correct. This looks correct. How are we finally working? Okay, cool. It finally works as expected. There we go. It took too freaking long. All right. Okay, git commit. Start working on TypeScript monorepo. Let me think. Start working. Initial work on TypeScript. Rewrite. TypeScript based rewrites and monorepo structure. Okay. I think that's good enough. Sign the commit. Git push -u origin TypeScript monorepo. Right. Oh yeah, I killed the GitHub actions, so it shouldn't run anything, I think. Whoops, that is the wrong branch. Yep, there we go. So it pushed everything just to double check that this looks correct. Okay, that's like a ton of work here, but we're slowly getting there. So we've rewritten the... we have rewritten the config thing. What else do we have here in the client? Let's just check. Let's just have a quick look at what do we need to do. So there's the deployments. This is probably one of the most complex things because it does a lot of like compression and moving things around and selecting the files and everything. We got the, okay, the endpoint is super stupid. It's just some requests. Same here. List is also just a request. Login is also super straightforward. Logs is also easy. It's mostly just formatting. Remove is simple. Secrets is also relatively simple. Setup is also simple. System. What is it? Oh yeah, system prune. Yeah, that's fine. That's stupid. Templates is also relatively simple. Tokens are also okay. Yeah. So basically the most complex thing is deploy, and then everything else from there is just straightforward. Config. Okay, this is the local config writing. This is the table formatting. Okay, this is all just the rendering utilities, which is relatively straightforward. All right. Okay. Kill the DSL for now. So what I'm thinking is tomorrow we're basically going to continue rewriting that and see how that goes. What I want to do is right now we have the Exoframes basically uses yargs for command line and inquirer for questions. What I want to do is I want to try the inc, which is a command like React for command line, and that looks amazing. So I want to do that. Hopefully it has typings and works nicely with TypeScript. We also probably going to refactor code at some point because right now it's just kind of making it work first and it's a mess. But we're going to get to a point where we, I don't know, probably extract the typings into one place and then make it a bit nicer and then refactor it and then make sure it actually works, still works after refactoring. So yeah, we're going to get there. I also want to, as you've seen, rewrite the tests and make them more durable because the current tests kind of rely on file system, for example, which is suboptimal. So you have to mock a lot of things and fake the file system to make it work, which is meh. So I think there's a better way of doing that. But we're going to get there eventually. I think it was like a nice 3 hours of coding. So yes, if you guys have any questions, suggestions, or things you want to share, maybe something I missed about the TypeScript, you have a chance to throw them into the chat right now. If not, then I'll just wrap it up here for today and go and, I don't know, watch something, I guess, or play something. But anyhow, if there's no more questions, then we can just wrap it up here, and I'll probably continue tomorrow more or less around this same time, like 3:30, 4 p.m. Berlin time. And we're gonna see where all of that leads. So yes, I think I like the monorepo approach quite a bit because, as I said, you know, there's like a ton of repositories right now under this org, and some of them haven't been updated since like 2017, which is, I guess it's fine, but doesn't make sense to hold them separately. Right, doesn't seem like there's any more questions or suggestions, so thank you guys very much for watching. And yes, I see you tomorrow for continuation of this whole thing and seeing how exactly this works out. So have a nice evening or nice time of the day wherever you are, and I see you in 12 hours, I guess. Bye. No, not 12, 24. That's wrong. I cannot count.